Listen, I'm not here to tell you what you should or should not drive, but I will say, do not get a Tesla. That's okay. So I'm going to tell you what you should and should not drive. So I have a daughter who is 16, and very soon she's going to be fully driving. She got her learner's permit late because kids these days, for some reason, have no desire to drive on their own. I guess because parents chauffeur them around, or because they have Uber and Lyft and things like that we didn't have when we were younger. When I was 16, I got my driver's license the day I turned 16, and I was out, right? Like, I wanted to drive everywhere by myself. It was fun. Kids these days, they don't give a crap. They're on social media, they're playing video games, they're whatevering, and they don't really care about driving. But when they do start to drive, a lot of them, for some reason, are like enamored with the Teslas. We being myself, my husband, and our daughter, and some friends, we went to Tallahassee to go to the Tesla dealership, maybe about this time last year. I don't really remember if it was summertime or not, but we went there probably about a year ago, and we test drove a Model 3, I believe is the one that's more the sedan looking versus the one that looks more like the cockroach to me, that's all tall. I think that's the Y. Not my favorite, whatever. We test drove one. We did let it do the self-driving, all these different things. And as cool as it was, we also decided at the time that that's not really what we want. Our daughter, however, thought it was the bee's knees, if you want to go old school with the phrase there. She thought it was great. You know why? Because driving actually scares her. The thought of driving actually scares her, knowing how much gas to give it, how much brake to give it, when to start pressing the gas, when to start pressing the brake, and all these different things, right? Because she hasn't taken driver's ed yet, which is right around the corner for her. And since Tesla has the self-driving, she's thinking to herself, oh, this makes it a lot easier. You know, she won't be tempted to speed because Tesla will do that for you. They will haul ass if you allow it, but you have to pay the speeding ticket that the Tesla gets you. But it will drive for you, it'll park for you, it'll do everything. So technically, kids these days who want Teslas don't even really need to learn how to drive. Also a terrifying thought when you stop and think about it. But I saw this video. And when I saw this video, I was like, okay, I literally took the link to this video, sent it to my husband, and said, this is why our daughter will not have a Tesla. So this happened in Miami on October 1st, all right? It's been, 3 weeks since this occurred. And I want to show you if I can get this video to play, because this is how my iPad likes to work every once in a while. But basically, there was this girl driving in Miami in her Tesla, a 24-year-old, and according to the police, a car pulled out in front of her, so she had to swerve at the last second in order to avoid hitting the vehicle. And instead, her vehicle hit a light post, is what it looks like, a light post. And I'm gonna play this. There won't be any volume because, you know, I don't want there to be volume of it. And I'm not gonna put it close because YouTube can kind of tell what's going on, and sometimes they ding you for certain things. But this girl's driving this Tesla. She avoids this car, and as you can see from back here, I have to do it farther back so that YouTube won't pick it up, but you guys can kind of understand what's happening there. The car caught fire, obviously, and they're trying to put the fire out. And I need you to know that the 24-year-old driver is in the vehicle at this time. She's in the vehicle while they're trying to put out the fire. But here's what happened. According to this, she died. In this video, it's possible that she has perished. I didn't turn on the volume. I refuse to turn it on in case you can hear screaming, because I cannot imagine being in a fiery car crash and it not causing some sort of physical response from you. And my soul could not handle that. So I did not turn on any volume to it. But she was trapped in her burning car and she died from it. And they said because they could not get into the car. It says the North Miami Beach Department released body cam footage of a Tesla engulfed in flames, trapping, her name is Julie Eibender. Earlier, they had not been able to identify the body yet, so that has just been updated within the last hour, just so you guys know. According to the police, Julie collided with a pole after another driver cut her off in traffic and her Tesla burst into flames. And then it says police body cam footage shows officers rushing to the scene to break the car's windows, right, and douse the flames, but they were eventually able to extinguish the fire after a very, very long time, because we all know that putting out the fire from the batteries is almost impossible. They were able to extinguish the fire on the interior a little bit easier before in the front of the car. But Julie, now that we have a name, unfortunately, she did pass away from this fire. And I told my husband, I said, this is why we're not doing this, because we have seen too many Teslas that have wrecked or had some sort of malfunction, and you cannot get into the doors. You cannot open the doors. And so I'm trying to find my grok that I saved. So I asked the question, trying to figure out this is what I said. Why don't Tesla doors unlock if the car is on fire? This is a legit concern for a lot of people. And at my daughter's high school, there is a blue, a white, and a red that I know of Tesla in the senior parking lot. I don't know what's in the junior parking lot. I haven't driven over there to see, but there are at least 3 kids driving Teslas at her school. And now I'm like, okay, well, hopefully you're going to drive safely, or let it drive you, and hopefully everything goes well, because if there's an accident, you're screwed, right? So according to this, Tesla vehicles, like many modern cars, incorporate electronic door systems designed for security, aerodynamics, and convenience. Number 1, let me go ahead and be the first to say that I miss older cars. I miss the ones with the roll down windows with manual gear shifts. I would rather have a clutch than anything automatic personally. I miss where you could just unlock the car with your finger, and where you had to have an actual key to unlock the car to get in. I guess because as I get older, I realize the safety issues that we have with some of these more modern cars that we did not have with older cars, right? And older cars were made better. You could wreck in those and nobody would ever know what happened. Newer cars, they crumple like a can, like a soda can, right? Anyway, listen. Okay, it says this reliance on electricity can create challenges in emergencies such as fires, particularly when the high voltage battery pack is involved, which the whole effing car is a battery. It takes up the entire car, right? The whole underneath. And it says, here's a breakdown of why the doors may not unlock automatically or easily during a fire. And this is based on Tesla's design and their documented incidents, okay? Number 1, dependence on electrical power. Tesla doors, especially on models like the Model S, X, Model 3, and Y. Bro, that's all of them except for the Cybertruck. That's literally 4 out of 5 vehicles that have this issue. Use electronic latches and actuators powered by a 12-volt low-voltage battery. This battery handles accessories like door locks, handles, and windows, and separate from the main high-voltage traction battery. Listen, separate from. In a fire, often triggered by a crash damaging the high-voltage battery, the 12-volt system can fail due to electrical shorts, power surges, or direct heat damage. Without power, electronic handles, e.g. the flush pop-out handles on a Model S, won't extend and latches won't disengage automatically. Listen, that's terrifying. I understand that other cars have the same kind of issues where if something goes wrong and the battery's dead or something's not working and the electronic systems may not work, but you still have handles. If you're able to like break a window, you can still reach in and unlock and then open a door handle on majority of vehicles, except for these Teslas. I don't know about the other electric vehicles, like who else? Like a Porsche Taycan. I don't even remember. I test rode in one time. Still the fastest vehicle I've ever been in my entire life, like nauseatingly fast. And I can't remember if I could figure out how to get in and out of the car because you can't see any handles on a lot of these vehicles. But just seeing the video of this Tesla crash, knowing this 24-year-old lost her life because the electronic system broke down and therefore you had no handles popping out, it couldn't unlock anything, it automatically stays locked or doesn't unlock, that is scary to me. Some people out there may be like, man, this isn't new. It might not be, but I had not seen a video, and knowing that, watching that video, that somebody lost their life in that fire, in that vehicle, there's no way I would let anybody I love buy a Tesla. That's just me. You do you, boo, obviously. You do you. But that was the clincher for me on the that's a no for me dog situation with the vehicle purchase for our child in the future. We contemplated a Tesla because we're like, listen, gas prices are ridiculous. Although right now gas prices are actually down. It was $2.47 where I am for gas today, and I'm like, what the, like, that is ridiculously low compared to what it has been. And then I happened to see this status from the White House that they updated. They called it the Trump effect. Right here, the Trump effect. And it says, Trump effect, gas prices fall below $3 per gallon for the first time in over 4 years. Now that's national average when they say that, because before, you guys remember, I'm sure you do, when President Trump mentioned the fact that he found gas for $1.98. That was not the national average. That was like a freakoid whatever moment at some gas station, probably in East Podunk somewhere. I don't remember where he saw that, but that was not the norm. However, gas prices are going down significantly. You even have, here we go. This is from Department of Energy talking about gas prices hit a 4-year low. That's a really good thing, just so you guys are fully aware. And it makes it so I feel like a lot of people are going, okay, well, maybe I can buy a gas guzzler versus an electric vehicle because the prices are coming back down slowly but surely. My brain. I'm not slow and don't call me Shirley. That's not the quote, obviously, from Naked Gun with what's his name? Leslie Neal? I don't know. But now you have, oh, come on, broski. What's your name? Liam Neeson playing the Naked Gun movie. I can't bring myself to go see it. I feel like it's going to be awful because I love the first one so much. Anyway, not the point. Tesla, I'm not doing it. I have stock in Tesla because I'm not stupid and I understand that that's going to keep going up. But personally, I refuse to own one and ride around in one. I don't want to do it. And I've seen so many of them just kind of like chilling on the side of the road because their battery died. You know what you can't do? Call somebody and be like, hey, bring me a new battery. But if you run out of gas, hey, bring me a can of gas. And then you're on your happy way. So I'm going to stick with the tried and true gas guzzlers that we all know and love. Anyway, that was it. If you have a Tesla, just, don't crash into anything and maybe you'll be fine. That is my safety report for the day, I guess. All right, that's it for that one. See you on the next one. Love ya. Bye.